Thank you, Rod. Happy Canada Day weekend. Ready for a Western Showdown on Military Appreciation Night. Here at Commonwealth Stadium, it's the Lions and the Eskimos at the site of the 2018 Grey Cup game.
He's back. Odell Willis played half of his 10-year career here in Edmonton, but was traded away in the offseason. Tonight he returns as a Lion and said yesterday he's looking forward to chasing his old buddy, Mike Riley, tonight. The Esks felt comfortable trading Odell because they signed former Lion Alex Bazzie as a free agent in February. The Marshall product registered 32 sacks in 4 years as a Lion.
Jason Moss's Eskimos trying to bounce back after being beaten soundly in their home opener by the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Eskimos swept the season series last year against Wally Buono's Lions, who come off a bye after a season-opening 22-10 win over the Montreal Alouettes.
Oh, yeah.
Flyover by the CF-18 Hornets from Cold Lake, setting the stage for what should be a terrific back half of our doubleheader. Unfortunately, our mics are the only ones open for this second game.
Yeah, it's going to sound a little more like a golf event. And Chris Rainey back to receive the kickoff tonight.
Rainey and Jeremiah Johnson are back. The Lions win the toss, get the football first here, as both teams look for their second win of the year, looking for second place in the West. On a hop, it's the dangerous Chris Rainey up over the 40-yard line and brought down at the 41 by Blair Smith. And Jonathan Jennings will lead out the Lions efficient in his opener. In fact, he completed his first 10 passes.
Yeah, 83% completion percentage for Jonathan Jennings. And maybe best news for BC Lions fans is he did not throw an interception. Just 183 yards passing in that game, but they also had a good running game going there, and he was their leading rusher against the Montreal Alouettes, so using his legs in week one as well.
The Lions start at their 41, incomplete, intended for Rainey on the hitch. And it will be 2nd and 10. We'll set the Eskimos defense, or the Lions offense for you, excuse me.
Yep, Brian Burnham targeted 8 times in week one, caught 6 for 38 yards, still looking for his first touchdown of 18. And late switch here at left guard. Hunter Stewart is out, back spasms for him. And Chris Greaves, former Edmonton Eskimo, will start at left guard.
Few of those former Eskimos in the Lions lineup. 2nd and 10. Called the draw, and here's Jeremiah Johnson with a hole. He got tripped up just short of the first down as Chris Malumba Shamanga able to up in Johnson, 1 yard short of a first down.
10 carries in the first game for Jeremiah Johnson. I like his decision here, though, right there to cut it straight up the field, go north-south, and try and get as close to that marker as possible. It's a bit more risky play on 2nd and long to go run play. Looks like he's going to be very close.
Yeah, got a good spot and just the length of the football short and up at the 50-yard line. Wally Buono's first decision, likely to go for it on 3rd down.
Well, he said in the offseason that in his final year he was going to be more aggressive and maybe gamble a little bit more than normal, or that he's used to anyway.
Jock referenced it. We asked about his thoughts coming in on his final game at Commonwealth, and he made it quite clear. In his mind, this is not the final game. There's one more at the end of November. Short yardage. And Jennings got stacked up initially, didn't need much, and looks like he should have it following Cody Husband, and then off the left side Chris Reeves, that replacement at left guard.
He did get pushed back initially, but I think he had enough anyway to get there. As you mentioned, it was just a couple of inches he needed, so that push right there got him there. Then he got pushed back by Sherritt, but should be enough. They're going to measure it one more time.
Ball has been spotted beyond the 51.
Yep,
and it is enough.
Length of the football.
So 1st and 10. Jonathan Jennings, a record as a starter of 20 and 19. His 40th career start here tonight against Edmonton. To the near side, they hand it off left side for Johnson, and he's down to the Edmonton 51-yard line.
Eskimos got to be better against the run. There's former Lion Alex Bazzi, 6 tackles and a tackle for loss so far as an Edmonton Eskimo. We mentioned his 32 sacks in 4 years with the Lions. Adam Konar is out at linebacker, so Chris Malumba will play for him. And there's Aaron Grimes in game 2. He missed the first game of the regular season. That's back in the lineup for back-to-back games now.
For Johnson. Good opening drive for the running back. 2nd and 2 back in his hands, and he's got a first down. Dragged down by his former teammate Alex Bazzi, but the chains are moving. Johnson with 913 yards, a personal best last year, which was good enough for 4th in the Canadian Football League.
Yeah, Jeremiah Johnson, wherever he has been, has had around a 5.5-yard average, whether it's in the NFL, 5 games in Toronto early in his career, Ottawa, Red Black, or as a BC Lion, right up around 5.5 yards.
6 there, 2nd and 4 to the near side. It's caught, and Shaq Johnson's got the catch. And another Lion first down, and this Eskimo team gave up some lengthy drives last week in the loss against Hamilton. 3 drives of at least 10 plays.
Well, that throw to Shaq Johnson, it's interesting in that first game against Montreal. 2 touchdown passes for Jonathan Jennings, both to Canadians. One to Shaq Johnson, the other to Corey Watson.
So the Lions on the move. First down, Edmonton 34. Andy Arsenault in motion. And now time count violation called against BC.
Flag on the field against a time count violation against the Lions.
And they'll march it back to the 39.
Well, for BC, the good news there, it was a first down penalty, so they're back first down over. Bad news is that basically pushed them out of field goal range.
Mentioned coming out of a bye week, although they did practice 3 times in the week. It wasn't a week off. They'll screen to Johnson. And Jeremiah cuts it outside. And Jeremiah Johnson will be bounced out around the 31-yard line.
Well, he had 31 carries less than the leading rusher in the league last year, Andrew Harris, for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And with those carries would have been well over 1,000 yards rushing. You see his 2017 totals, a personal best. 16 in both those years, remember, he started to platoon either with Chris Rainey. The guy is, if he can be the premier back, the #1 back for 18 games, he'll be well over 1,000.
Got 9, 2nd and 6. Short drop over the middle, almost picked off. And there is Malumba Chimanga making his second play, and this one will stop the drive.
Just dropping, it looks like he is lining up to cover Shaq Johnson here coming out. He lets Shaq go, so it's basically a zone look underneath and jumps underneath Corey Watson there and should have caught him.
Ty Long is in. Surveying a 37-yard field goal. 2 for 2 in the opener. And he has missed. It'll go through for a single point, but a missed 37-yarder. And 1-0 BC as Mike Riley gets set to go against his former team. He's won 8 of his last 9 starts as an Eskimo against the BC Lions. Hell on TSN is brought to you by the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the Canadian Football League. So Mike Riley gets set to go to work against the Lions, a team he averaged 375 passing yards per game against last year. First down at the 35, there's pressure on early as they get immediately to the quarterback. And the man who got there first was former Eskimo Gary Peters.
Coming off a halfback blitz, there's one of the leading targeted receivers in the league, and Duke Williams. Darrell Walker also beside him. They'll work in tandem here tonight. The biggest of a real big offensive line is Matt O'Donnell at 6'11", 350, but that's a big group, including Travis Vaughn right next to him.
Matt O'Donnell used to practice against Odell Willis. It's for real tonight. Loss of 6 on that sack. 2nd and 16. More pressure. Riley, an open man, and it is intercepted. TJ Lee comes down with the football. And the Lions get it back. And Lee's still going. Finally dropped at the 42-yard line. The pass off the fingertips of Nate Bahar. And TJ Lee gets it on the ricochet. Early turnover and BC football. 4 receptions last year for TJ Lee, his first of 2018.
Well, it's man-to-man defense, Chris. He's right here, and he's playing that halfback spot on Nate Bahar, and Bahar's going to run the seam and beat him, gets him behind him. That's why he gets on his horse, Lee, and gets after him, because it was his man. So he had to hustle to try and catch up, and when it was tipped, he was right there.
Bahar in his first CFL start, unable to bring it in, and it's Lion football after a 28-yard return. Flags down. Jennings going to take a shot, and incomplete, intended for Burnham, and a flag in the end zone for pass interference. Neil King, the safety back there, draws the flag, and there's also a penalty at the line of scrimmage.
Decline, defensive pass interference, Edmonton number 36. That foul took place in the end zone. Ball will be placed on the 1-yard line.
First one offside, Edmonton declined by the Lions. Aaron Grimes is trying to argue their case. There's Burnham right here. That number 2 receiver just goes right down the seam with Grimes. Now, it's not Grimes that gets the interference.
Well, this is a different formation.
That's the windshield wiper.
And the direct snap to Jeremiah Johnson. And he gets driven back, but a touchdown being signaled for the BC Lions.
That's what you come up with when you're in the bye week.
You got extra time, dude.
You got a little extra time to work on a couple of new looks. I would say that classifies as a new look. Aaron Grimes still arguing about the pass interference. I think Neil King was early on that and did get contact on Brian Burnham, but see Jeremiah Johnson crossing the plane. Direct snap to him.
David Foucault was also lined up in that backfield for the Lions there, right guard.
And we back.
But Jeremiah Johnson, good first quarter, has his first touchdown of the year.
Isaac is going down. We back at that's the name. Remember that, baby. That's how we do it, baby.
Sweet feet.
Ah, we don't need mics. Right in the camera and go ahead.
Oh, a quick start for the visitors. And Ty Long good on the convert.
It's these big dudes right here, bro. Open up that cherry lane. That's what it's all about.
A little love for the offensive lineman.
Well, TJ Lee, when he got to training camp, he probably looked in the locker room beside him and thought, who are these guys? Because all the DBs were brand new. His whole squad had changed. He's got more BC Lion experience than anyone in the secondary, but he makes the big recovery and then interception, and then the PI call by Neil King here. And I thought there was early contact with King. He took a glance back to the ball, but then into the face and shoulder, twisting Brian Burnham. There's the penalty call. The flag comes out, puts it on the 1 yard line. The windshield wiper formation, and just broke the plane was Jeremiah Johnson. Taking advantage of the turnover and getting those very valuable points off turnovers.
So long to kick. Jordan Robinson is back, but it will be Chris Edwards fielding this at his 4. Edwards across the 20. Did that ball pop loose? Lions say they've come up with it. If they have it, it'll be a disastrous start for the home side, and it is BC Lion football. That's Dyshawn Davis who comes away with it. So all turnovers are reviewed. Let's see if this comes out before Chris Edwards is down.
Yeah, that's out. Ball is out there. It looked like it was draft pick Mitchell Barnett.
So back-to-back turnovers for the Eskimos. BC football with the lead. Chris Edwards back on defense after a fumble of that kickoff.
Got to let that go. Yeah, that was Mitch Barnett who pops the ball out there. It was a Hamilton Tiger Cat draft pick a couple of years ago, signed as a free agent with BC. Deshaun Davis gets the turnover, and BC's got the ball back.
Eskimos 2 plays, 3rd possession for the Lions. They've got Manny Arsenault down inside the 10-yard line. And a couple of extra hard-fought yards for the Manny Show.
Getting him involved early here. More opportunities for this offense when you're turning the ball over. There's Manny Arsenault, the wide receiver, on the play. Guys feature them when he gets going downfield. It makes you turn out of your backfield, and that was Chris Edwards again. Gets beat on the 16-yard curl.
Arsenault, 4 catches, 41 yards last week. Peter Godber, the number 3 pick in the draft, has checked in to bulk up that BC Lion offensive line. 1st and goal. Rainey in the backfield. Jennings rolls the other way. And now he'll throw it away. Pursuit there from the defensive end, Gerald Rivers, and forced Jennings to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, Gerald Rivers here is redirecting, and he does it pretty well because he gets sucked in right here by the play action, but then redirects and is able to chase down Jonathan Jennings. And for a man his size at 6'5", 255, that's pretty quick feet to get back out there, force Jennings to throw it away.
Revamped Eskimo defensive line, 2nd and goal. And Jennings throws the fade. Jack Johnson up, but couldn't get a foot down. And it's incomplete, and now it's 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and there is no force out rule, so Hunter on the coverage in the corner of the end zone pushes him out, but there is no judgment call here for the official this season. They're going to look at that, and the receiver in Jack Johnson has to get 1 foot down inbounds.
Rookie Money Hunter with a money play there to force the field goal unit on. Son of former Minnesota Twin star Torrey Hunter, preventing Jack Johnson from scoring a Lion touchdown. Long from short range, it's 11-0 for the visitors here. Just short of the 8-minute mark here in the opening quarter. Well, the former mayor of Commonwealth back, but different colors, wearing black and orange, and anxious to be in pursuit of his old buddy, Mike Riley. Leaders of the 2015 Eskimo Grey Cup winning team, they forged a bond that will be lifelong, but might be put aside tonight. With more, here's Farhan Lalji.
Yeah, Chris, Odell Willis hasn't hidden the fact that he is very much looking forward to facing his old teammates, particularly Mike Riley, and he hasn't played against him much over his career. The last time was in 2012 when Riley was with the Lions. He was holding on field goal attempts. Willis was with Saskatchewan. On a missed field goal, Tristan Jackson ran it all the way back for a touchdown, and Willis blocked Riley to finally spring that touchdown. He says he does think he's got a handle on Riley's tendency. Most important thing to know is down and distance. He says, if I do sack him, I got to be nice. I'll help him up because I want to make sure I get to see my niece Brooklyn after the game. Brooklyn, of course, Riley's daughter.
Yeah, this will be fun. We'll watch this tonight.
Boy, he was the center of attention yesterday for sure. Here's C.J. Gable and a big run here. Gable, second level, cut down in midfield. But it's a 21-yard romp for Gable, brought down by former Eskimo Otha Foster, and CJ's on the limb.
Nice blocking up front, gives C.J. Gable that initial hole. It's Elimimian that tries to hit that hole, but Matt O'Donnell, who pulls from his tackle position and comes in, and he opens it up for Gable. I'll tell you what, Otha Foster makes a real good tackle in the open field, or he's still running, may score.
Best run of the year for Gable, but he's been shaken up on the play. Was 9 carries, 40 yards last week against Winnipeg, or 2 weeks ago against Winnipeg, 9 for 36 last week against Hamilton, but in some difficulty here after the tackle by Foster.
I can't emphasize enough how difficult that is for Otha Foster. There's lots of room on either side of him for Gable, and if Gable, such a good back, you see it might be his knee locking out a little bit there on contact.
And a big blow for the Eskimos. If he is hurt for any length of time, they wanted to get him heavily involved in the offense.
Yeah, that's really been an issue for C.J. Gable throughout his career. I mean, his best 2 years back in 13 and 16, he played 15 games in both of those seasons, just shy of 1,000 yards. That's a good sign that he's walking like that off the field.
And there's the reunion.
Chatting it up.
So it'll be Jordan Robinson into the backfield. First down, Riley to the near sidelines. And Kenny Stafford has the catch. It's another former Eskimo, Marcel Young, as we set the Lions on defense.
5 years with the Edmonton Eskimos, 46 sacks, over half of Odell Willis' sacks registered as an Eskimo. He's now a BC Lion. Solomon Elimimian, 7 tackles in game 1. And back in the secondary, Marcel Young, a couple of knockdowns, a tackle of a fan, and 6 tackles on the field against the Montreal Alouettes.
Marcel playing in his 99th Canadian Football League game tonight. So Marcel Young, Gary Peters on one side, both former Eskimos, along with Odell Willis and Otha Foster.
I'm sure everyone's heard it now, but Marcel protected himself when a fan trespassed and jumped on the field. He will continue working through that, but done the same.
Third down and a chain length to go. At the line, well, just short of the 44. If they get to the 44, they've got a fresh set of downs.
But to get back to Odell Willis, and here's how he became a BC Lion. He gets traded in the offseason from Edmonton to the Ottawa Red Blacks. The Ottawa Red Blacks then make a trade with the BC Lions, or excuse me, Edmonton. It's Jake Kresna that comes to Edmonton on that Ottawa trade, and then the Lions make a trade with Ottawa. They give up a draft pick and get Odell Willis.
Odell now has played for every team in the West. Third down, and not much there, but likely enough to move the chains.
So I think the bottom line being that the Eskimos were trying to trade him out of the division, and then the BC Lions went and got him.
Well, he became one of the most popular figures in Edmonton. Not too popular with opposing quarterbacks.
It's about half a sack a game in his career for Odell Willis.
Here's Jordan Robinson, first carry, and he gets drilled and pushed back. Gary Peters in on the stop, and we asked Mike Riley yesterday about facing the old teammate.
Odell's one of my best friends. He's like a brother to me. We played a lot of football together. We went through a lot of ups and a lot of downs together. Anytime you hoist the cup with somebody, that's a bond that is going to be special and remain forever. And so Odell's a guy that I have a ton of respect for. I have a lot of fun with him. I'm used to hearing and seeing Odell all day, every day. It's going to be nothing new, but it's going to be weird to see him in different colors.
Duke Williams couldn't hang on, almost a circus catch, as he was working against Marcel Young and looked like he had a lane to the end zone.
Well, last week, 105 yards receiving for Duke Williams. He had a chance at it. Here, it looked like the line defender cut underneath and gambled on that. It was Marcel Young. Mike Riley's not afraid to sling it deep to either of these guys, Duke Williams or Darrell Walker.
So third down, they're not going to try a 49-yard field goal. Hugh O'Neill, one of the best Eskimos last week in the loss against Hamilton, will look for the corner. And he sends it out. See if he got it inside the 5, right at the 5.
Make your getaway with intelligent all-wheel drive in the 2018 Nissan Qashqai.
Just interesting decision there. I mean, it works out for Jason Moss to punt the ball, get it that deep on the 5-yard line. That puts BC in a hole. But Sean White has good range. He has a long field goal of 52 and a little bit of a breeze behind him here.
That's the league long, and the flags do indicate he might have had wind at his back, but Jason Moss will play the field position game here and now put it on his defense.
Respect for Chris Rainey as well.
The fake, and it's in the hands of Ricky Collins. He'll step out around the 8-yard line, so about 3 for Collins.
I don't know if you've noticed it, Chris, but I certainly have. Just the difference in Jonathan Jennings. The confidence level seems to be way up. I mean, last year when he was injured with that shoulder, it really affected his accuracy throughout the season, and never used it as an excuse, never talked about it, but it was a problem when he returned. But it's healthy now, and he looks like he's back and confident like 2 years ago.
His own number here, but nothing doing as he gets smothered and taken down. Chris Malumba Chimaka has been one of the busiest of the Eskimos in this opening quarter.
Alex Bazzi is going to get an assist here as well. Alex Bazzi down here at the bottom. I believe J.C. Sherritt went on the blitz too. So Mike Benavides, defensive coordinator for the Edmonton Eskimos, decided when you got the Lions down like that, send the house, and Jennings didn't even have time to load it up. He just took the snap and then protected himself.
We'll see if Ty Long gives up 2 here. And he will take a knee. Eskimos' first points of the game, and it's now 11-2. CFL on TSN keeps on rolling. Tomorrow, it's the Alouettes up against the Rough Riders. Action gets underway 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific across the TSN network.
Well, it's the Humboldt Strong game, the emotional night.
And all teams wearing the Humboldt Strong stickers this week.
Where are you on the debate, Duron Carter playing defense and not offense? Because it's been a topic of discussion in Saskatchewan.
I mean, for my money, he can play defense, but is that where he's best helping his team? No, we might see him on offense and defense tomorrow.
Well, that's the question. Brandon Bridge gets the start for the Saskatchewan Roughriders tomorrow night.
Tough news to see Zach Collaros on the 6th game, but it'll be interesting to see Brandon Bridge in his first Saskatchewan start at Mosaic. Ball tipped in the air and almost intercepted. A nice play by Davon Coleman, who has made an instant impression at the interior of that BC defensive line.
Yeah, 16 starts with Hamilton last year, and Coleman is, you know, he's one of those guys that demands the double team, and athletically he gets up there and knocks it down here. But Davon Coleman, I listened online to his coach at Arizona State talking about him, and then he kind of in the doghouse early on, but then emerged as just an all-star.
7 tackles in his debut. Elimimian lined up as a blitzer. Pass gets away, and it is caught. There is Nikhil Williams with the first down snare.
Yeah, Duke Williams has got himself in CFL shape this year. I mean, last year he came in a little heavy and was still an outstanding receiver, but get that 1 year under your belt, comes in. Now he's a much better route runner because of it. He can still get deep and win that jump ball. Those intermediate routes.
88-yard touchdown last week, and got Gable back in the game, so Edmonton Eskimo fans breathing a sigh of relief.
Last week, 7 targets, 4 catches for 105 yards, big 88-yarder and a touchdown from Duke Williams. So you're wondering who was going to pick up the slack for Brandon Zylstra if you're an Edmonton fan? How about number 81?
Well, he had 2 100-yard games against BC last year. Made his CFL debut at BC Place and lit it up. Riley running out of time. Trying to run out of the pocket, and he'll get dropped just beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like Mike Riley was looking for his other target, Darrell Walker, and he was well covered. Check it out down at the bottom of your screen here. Watch the double coverage. Ends up going to be a deep cover here. Take a look at how Mike Riley hops in the pocket a couple times. It ends up being that slot back. Stop it here. Now you got double coverage here. 1, 2, and Riley has to pull it down.
Third down, O'Neill to kick. Line drive boot. Rainey back at his 13. And Rainey contained up around the 20-yard line. Natea J got down quickly. Jonathan Jennings has time for 1, maybe 2 plays here remaining in a good first quarter on the road for the BC Lions.
Come on, baby.
Rainey limping to the sidelines. Jennings 4 for 8, 39 yards in the first quarter. Biggest play was that pass interference call that set up first and goal on the 1. Back in the hands of Jeremiah Johnson, off to the races. And Johnson, a first down run beyond the 35-yard line. He's got another 17-yard run here in the first quarter. So a big opening quarter on the ground for BC. Military Appreciation Night. A flyover to kick things off. And the Lions with a 9-point lead after 15 minutes of play. Team with fewer turnovers won the first 8 games in the opening 2 weeks of the season, and the Eskimos turned the ball over twice and are trailing in the first quarter.
Yeah, and the BC Lions had to really fix up this area because last year they were last in the league in the giveaway takeaway at -19. So that was an area that Wally Buono had to work on. Jonathan Jennings, again, no interceptions in that first quarter. But I like the play calling by Jarius Jackson, Chris, because in week 1 he was almost 50-50 run pass. And we're seeing a lot of Jeremiah Johnson here in this first quarter. 5 carries so far, on pace for 20 carries on the game. I like the mix here from Jarius Jackson, the BC Lions OC.
41 yards for Johnson in the opening quarter, 10 for 52 against the Alouettes. Didn't have a 100-yard game last season, but might be knocking at that door here tonight. Oh, first and 10 at the 37. Jennings on a roll and looks for Rainey, who stretches out and makes the catch.
Another nice play call when you have a confidence Jonathan Jennings. Move that launch point around rather than have him in the pocket every play. They get him out and around the edge, get those linemen out blocking as they run to the sideline with Jennings, and it gets just a different launch point, so it's hard for guys like Alex Bazzi and Boateng to get to the quarterback.
Eight for Rainey. 2nd and 2. And the pitch to Johnson's got another first down up at the 51-yard line.
Well, that's the other thing. The Edmonton Eskimo defense, now they've had some injuries, but their defense coming into this game giving up well over 100 yards per game along the ground. So Mike Benavides had to shore that up, but you knew that the Lions were going to test that part of their defense to see how they run stop.
There's Rakeem Cox, brought in from the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Late cut of the Riders. 1st and 10. Jennings throws. Arsenault has it. And another first down as they get into Eskimo territory.
They're going tempo. They're trying to get those plays called on the line of scrimmage, get as many offensive plays in as you can. It looks like Aaron Grimes thought about going on a blitz there and then decided not to.
Correct snap, but now the reverse. Here comes Brian Burnham around, and he breaks through, got a block, and a first down when it looked like he might be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he kind of got his pad level down and expected a hit and then didn't get it, so he shot through the two defenders and moved the chains one more time.
That's a little deeper in the Jarius Jackson playbook.
Off that bye week, they got that whiteboard going.
Rolling Lumbala in motion. First down Lions. Back to Johnson. This time nothing doing.
There you go.
He gets tripped up by J.C. Sherritt.
Yeah, J.C. Sherritt seen enough of the run game. This time he's going to beat the block and get there and stop him. He's by himself, so if he gets picked up in any way or even shaded one way or another, it's a big run again for Jeremiah Johnson, but he runs behind the block of Rolly Lumbala and makes a nice tackle, getting Jonathan Jennings into 2nd and long.
Top defender in 2012 when he made a then record 130 tackles. 2nd and 10. Here comes the heat. Jennings stands in, throwing deep, looking for Arsenault. Can't bring it in against Chris Edwards.
You know, Arsenault, when he came out of his initial break against Edwards, looked like he kind of paused for a second, and had he just continued to run, he might have got to this. Now, Edwards probably distracts him. Up at the top of your screen, let's see the matchup. But here goes Arsenault. Watch how he comes out of his break. So right there, he kind of jumps over the back of the legs of Chris Edwards. That slows him down a half step, and he missed that catch by a half step.
Just off the outstretched fingertips, Ty Long from 39 out. 1 for 2, and now he is 2 for 3 in the game as the Lions move up by a dozen. It could have been more as Jennings looked for Arsenault and just missed.
Hey man, y'all gonna have to beat me there, I promise you that. Y'all gonna have to beat me with that play. Hey, he dropped it! He dropped it! He dropped it! He dropped it! From now on, he don't got no name. His name, 89, that's his name.
For mic'd up players to behind-the-scenes action, CFL Wired brings you the latest CFL football highlights. Catch it Thursday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Pass out in the flat, hitting Stafford gets loose. Gary Peters pushes him out of bounds, but that'll move the sticks. The 4th consecutive drive start for the Eskimos from their own 35-yard line.
Boy, Alpha Foster almost got there on the blitz. He beat his man up front and put a hit in the waist of Riley, and then a good stiff arm there by Kenny Stafford.
He's got the Heisman down, doesn't he? First down at the 45. Riley to the far side, and he hung on. 8 against 8, and Kenny Stafford brings it down despite the jolt from Marcel Young.
You know, I watch for matchups and where the offense could be trying to attack here, and when it's Edmonton with the ball, they're going at Marcel Young a little bit, former Edmonton Eskimo. When BC has the ball, they're looking at Chris Edwards, and they've attacked that part of the defense.
Stafford just one catch last week. It was for 55 yards.
Eagle.
2nd and 3. Riley steals in. He's got him open and overthrows the target, Kenny Stafford, down that sideline.
Boy, it was drawn up just like they wanted it to. Quick out to Kenny Stafford, quick out again to Kenny Stafford, and then this time they go with the double move and Kenny Stafford down the field. And this time it's in the short side of the field, so it's a different guy, but a double move inside, and then he's got him wide open, and Mike Riley just misses him.
So Hugh O'Neill to punt on 3rd down. Rainey awaits near the BC 10. Moves up on this at the 20. 37-yard punt. Rainey gets it outside and just gets pushed out by the long snapper, Ryan King. Good return for Chris Rainey. Flyby set the tone tonight for Military Appreciation Night. Over 600 members of the Canadian Forces and family are here. And Farhan Lalji on the sidelines with a special guest.
We're with Lieutenant General Winnick, who is the commander of the Canadian Army, and I want to ask you just about Military Appreciation Day and what it means to our troops as they're going through what they're doing right now.
Yeah, it's incredibly important for our soldiers, sailors, and aviators to be at something like this. I know for a fact there's between 500 and 600 servicemen and servicewomen here tonight, and that sense of appreciation that they're valued within the community, that they're valued by Canadians, is you simply can't measure it. So extremely grateful for events like this, and the Edmonton Eskimos in particular for hosting this. We're most appreciative.
Can you tell me about the activities of our forces right now?
Yeah, we're very busy right now. We have troops deployed around the globe. We have a mission in Ukraine with about 200 soldiers. We have another mission in Latvia, all deterrence missions against Russian aggression. We have troops in the Middle East. I think you're probably aware too, we're preparing for a deployment to Mali, and on top of that we have ships at sea all the time. So very, very busy, very proud of, once again, all 3 services and our special forces operators as well, what they're doing around the world right now.
And guys, General Winnick did grow up in Edmonton, and you can tell by his uniform who he's cheering for tonight.
Indeed. No, you're very proud too, Suits. We all are, but you
Absolutely.
and your squadron up in Cold Lake.
Yeah, Alexia Hannum, the commanding officer of the 417 Squadron. Want to say hi to her and all of the squadron up in Cold Lake, Alberta. Rescue Squadron and Chris, and I'm putting these up just to talk about the appreciation I have for the squadron. This February, I got to go up to Miami and train with the 417 Squadron. That was SARTEC George Beatty, and Beatty took me up in the helicopter and hoisted me up, and I got a chance to see these guys train. I mean, they're highly motivated, Canadian strong, love their country, and boy, do they work and work as a team together.
It is about team, isn't it?
Absolutely.
2nd and 10. Jennings looks over the middle, want to try and burn him. Incomplete. Pass break up by Aaron Grimes.
So just in wrapping that up, wanted to say thank you to all our men and women serving here and around the world for what you do every single day. It allows us to enjoy football and come together like this tonight here at Commonwealth. Couldn't do it without you protecting us on a daily basis. Thank you to the men and women of the military.
Saw a 34-yard completion to Ricky Collins to set up what is a 34-yard field goal attempt for Ty Long. And Long off the upright, dead ball. His 2nd miss of the night. Keeps it a 12-point game midway through the 2nd quarter. And that right off the top of the upright. Well, the home fans anxious to have something to cheer about. Their team down 14-2. Riley back to work, pressure on, got it away, but overthrows Duke Williams on that Lions sideline. And Riley now 4 for 9 in this opening half, 68 yards passing.
You know, Matt Dunnigan before the game talked about him last week not looking quite right. In fact, Matty mentioned that he felt like, and he's been there in that position, felt like he was getting up sore a bunch and that he was, banged up and looking like it. And he's getting up real slow again here tonight.
I should say he's 4 for 9, 37 yards passing, just 68 yards of offense, but a second down conversion catch. Kenny Stafford's been the favorite target and has his 4th grab of this first half.
Yeah, that was a good one for Riley for a couple of reasons. It moves the chains, but it also gets the ball out of his hands real quickly. Quick slant there, nice little window, and he put it right in.
Haven't heard from Darrell Walker yet. The Eskimos came into the week with the number 1, 2, and 7 receivers in the league. And Walker, Williams, and Stafford. Gable inside for about 3.
So far, and I don't remember ever saying this before about this guy, but so far Odell Willis has been quiet. He's mentioned Darrell Walker still looking for a catch. Another guy that's been quiet. Like,
you've got breaking news here.
Now, we don't have him mic'd up, so there could be some trash talking going on down at field level.
Yeah, that might be fake news. Riley steps up, may take off, does, broke a tackle and got the first down. Well, another Mike Riley grit play to keep the Eskimos offense on the field.
Yeah, and he tricked Odell Willis because Willis steps up, and I thought he was going to get there, but he's picked up by Colin Kelly, and then he kind of just fades away from Riley as Riley runs straight down the middle.
Alvin McCarty in the offense, 1st and 10. It's the other back, C.J. Gable with a good run into Lions territory, and that's another Eskimo first down. Odell Willis still looking for that much sought-after sack of his old teammate.
The sack Mike Riley, that would be like an ultimate goal this year, because like I said, I even text him, I said it feels weird even watching you on film running around. Like, it's going to be no more tagging you and no more pushing you around, Mike. It's all the way. And like I say, when I do get it, or if it do come, pretty sure I'm going to celebrate like Odell Willis celebrate.
Live tonight, not like in practice. Gable crashes down inside the 50-yard line. Elimimian there on the tackle with Junior Luke.
Now, I know Odell Willis is a pro, so this probably won't be a problem, but what he's got to do, though, is not lock in too much mentally about getting his old buddy Mike Riley. Right now, Mike Riley's got a nice mix of play calling going. He's involved the run with C.J. Gable, and so Odell Willis got to think about his run-stopping responsibilities as well. Now, 2nd and 8, he can pin his ears back a little bit.
Riley tries to keep the drive alive. Hit as he throws, looking for Walker, and it sails out of bounds, incomplete. Marcel Young there defensively.
Junior Luke out of Montreal. 1 sack on the season already, was providing the pressure on Riley. That time Odell Willis dropped out of there. He was spying Riley in case he decided to take off and run.
So the drive stalls on the Lions side of half, but a little traction for Riley and the offense on that series. 4 punts and a fumble for the Eskimos and 1 interception.
Officials.
Edmonton is challenging the previous play for defensive pass interference on their number 87. This will be reviewed.
Well, this is an interesting challenge from Jason Moss, who is doing his best to keep this offense on the field, sensing maybe a little momentum.
Well, it may have been illegal contact. Remember, you can only contact in the 5-yard zone, and then it turns into pass interference because the ball is targeted to Darrell Walker, and that's what Jason Moss is looking at. You see he's up there around 7, 8 yards, almost 10 when Marcel Young hits him there. I mean, the question I have is that ball was about 3-4 yards out of bounds. And will that factor into the decision here? Because there wasn't any interference there at the top of the route, but there was illegal contact before they got there.
And because that was the intended target, it could be
it goes
deep
into
pass interference.
PI, exactly. But does the fact that it's 4 or 5 yards out of bounds?
Well, let's find out what the command center has. There's a lot of jawing going on down there. Gary Peters was over talking with the Eskimo bench. Odell Willis came over to kind of moderate the situation. And I think Brad Murray's got the decision.
After review, we have defensive pass interference on BC number 28, or number 8, pardon me. This is a 10-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Well, they do call pass interference against Marcel Young, and the offense does stay on the field.
Yeah, and not really an argument from Young because you saw the clear contact. I mean, you can't contact the receiver at all like that after 5 yards. So that was definite contact, impeded the receiver. My question was, and whether it was going to alter the call, was that a ball was not catchable out of bounds. But clearly it doesn't.
And McCarty in this offensive set. Back to Gable. And ahead to the 35 for about 5.
Good balance here too. Both these teams, their play calling is very balanced to force the premier pass rushers, the Odell Willis, the Alex Bazzies. It forces them to spy the run, take a split second at the line, and look for that tailback first.
10 passes, 11 rushes in the first half of the Eskimos. This is the 10th play of this drive. Trying to keep it going. And it's a slant to Stafford and a first down. Got inside against Marcel Young. So they're working against their old teammate, and Kenny Stafford has moved the chains.
Yeah, clearly they're working Marcel Young. And this time it's a double move and that dig route across the middle. But what was interesting to me is the Lions dropped Odell Willis, and this is a place where Willis is underneath trying to help on that inside cut, help his teammate Marcel Young, but he missed the ball, cut underneath it and missed it.
5 catches for Stafford, 59 yards. Darrell Walker has yet to make a catch in this first half. And they now are giving the benches the 3-minute warning. So the Eskimos trail by 12, but a challenge-aided drive that continues deep in BC territory.
Rod and the guys back in the studio getting set for halftime. Coming up, we'll talk about what we've seen and haven't seen out of Mike Riley and that Eskimos offense. Also, Dave Naylor on the status of Ricky Ray and Zach Collaros, and also Kyrie Zubair. Let's go back to CC and Suits in Edmonton.
Hey, Rod, Eskimos first down at the BC 14-yard line. CJ Gable left side, and nothing doing. There's Bola Combos getting more reps at the weak side linebacker spot.
I want to go back to that catch from Kenny Stafford and show you what Odell Willis did. You watch him drop out here, and if he gets a little bit deeper, he is right in the throwing lane. He doesn't get that depth, and his old buddy Mike Riley attacks him and throws it over his head to Kenny Stafford and inside of Marcel Young. So he's got a 22-yard gain. Willis goes to Mike. You got me on that one. look, he was right by that white stripe. I think he was inbounds. It looked like live he was. TJ comes up with it. And TJ Lee cuts under looking at the ball and gets caught looking at the quarterback and not finding the receiver behind him. Did he get a foot in bounds? Well, I don't know. All touchdowns reviewed. Let's take a look. Yes, the right toe drags in bounds in the corner before the left foot hits the white stripe.
And a touchdown in his second year as a Toronto Argonaut. This is first major as an Edmonton Eskimo, and some slick footwork.
That's sweet. Getting that toe down.
Impressive drive. 12 plays, 85 yards, and a critical, successful challenge by Jason Moss. Sensing maybe the offense was starting.
Maldives, Layla, I love you.
To get some traction.
Tucker training, I love you. I gotta go on kickoff, I love you.
Get back out there and kickoff cover. Yeah, good challenge. Won by Jason Moss, kept the drive alive, gives his team some momentum. Lots of time for Riley to throw on the play. Just three-man pressure. TJ Lee, the veteran, gets caught looking at the quarterback. That was a mistake made by a veteran player, but what a catch. And to keep his foot in bounds here. Just taps that toe. You only need one because the left foot was going out. It was on the white stripe, but he tapped that right toe down inbound. What a catch.
Starting Ajay and Bahar tonight to make room for an extra international in the secondary to bulk up that area. And Ajay pays big dividends here for the Eskimos. So it's the fourth touchdown pass of the year. Tossed by Mike Riley, who had 30 last season. Neal kickoff drive. Rainey back inside his 10. And Rainey upended around the 25-yard line.
Oh man,
that was Nataya J.
TJ.
That's a series, a touchdown, and
I'll look into the camera. Excuse me, I want to talk, but I've got to go to kickoff cover, and then goes to kickoff cover and makes the play.
You can come back and talk about this play too.
Cut underneath the block of Rolly Lambala, got to.
That's all I ever wanted. Touchdown and a tackle.
Got to Rainey and made the tackle. Back-to-back plays.
Go, baby.
Believe me, his teammates appreciate both at the same level.
He's going to enjoy some film work this week, isn't he? At least those two plays. And Jeremiah Johnson stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Kwaku Boateng in on the tackle.
It's safe to say an area of concern for Jason Moss. The Eskimos trying to get that pass rush.
How about the changes up front for Edmonton on defense? John Chick, Euclid Cummings, Odell Willis, Daquan Bowers, Philip Hunt.
New group.
All gone.
Yep.
Retired or moved on. Second and long. Jennings has time. He's going deep. Ricky Collins can't run underneath it. They took a shot and missed an opportunity there with Collins in behind coverage.
Well, it's such a fine line on these deep throws, because if Collins, who's this wide out right here, doesn't bend too far towards the hash, he's good. If he bends here, he's good. We're talking about very subtle differences, but he takes it more to the hash mark, almost on a straight post going to the middle, and Jonathan Jennings shows what's called a post seam, where it is a slight in cut and then straight down the seam.
Jennings completed just one of 3 passes over 20 yards in the opener against Montreal. Jordan Robinson on the return, and he gets swarmed at the 39 after a 50-yard punt by Ty Long.
Mike Riley has had the number of the BC Lions of late. 9 starts, 8 wins, 2,700 yards in passing, and 5 300-yard games. He's got some work to do here. But coming off a successful drive.
They had only 102 yards last week in the second half against Hamilton. Not much was going on in the opening quarter, but after that 12-play drive, let's see if they can follow it up. There's Darrell Walker with the catch. Elimimian in on the tackle, along with Anthony Orange, an 11-yard pickup on the first catch of the game for Darrell Walker.
Yeah, after that touchdown drive, you saw Mike Riley and Kevin Glenn go right to the sideline together, and they looked at their iPad, and I think they looked at, we haven't got Darrell Walker involved in the offense, so they go right to him to start this drive.
Came into the week as the leading receiver in the league, 14 catches.
Here comes the goal.
Riley drilled, but not the way. And Walker has another first down. There's another for the Riley highlight reel.
Man, Odell Willis on the stun. He comes inside and he just shoots the gap unblocked. Huge hit on Mike Riley, and what does Riley do? Takes it to complete the pass to Darrell Walker.
Boy, that's vintage Mike Riley. First down Eskimos, now to the near sidelines. Oh, that was nearly in an area that could have been pick six, but a Jay the catch, and Gary Peters hesitated when it looked like he might have a line on the football.
Well, when you see it, believe it and go get it. I mean, that's Gary Peters. Had an interception in the Lions' first game against Montreal, and it was a key interception in that game against Drew Willie. Boy, he undercutted it. He knew exactly what the route was. He just hesitated when he got there, and that allowed for the catch.
So Jay with a touchdown catch, now a first down grab with just over a minute to go in the half in the hands of C.J. Gable. And he slicks it through, still going, inside the 10, tracked inside the 5. Anthony Thompson saves a touchdown, but C.J. Gable has Edmonton knocking on the door.
Our pregame meeting, Chris, remember I was saying, I think we're going to get a rip snorter tonight between these two Western opponents, and it's starting to look like that. How about this contact and physicality from C.J. Gable? Hopping on one leg, lowers his pads and breaks a tackle to get down to the doorstep.
35 yards on that carry, 81 yards here in the first half. First and goal from the 4. Riley keeper, and it's touchdown.
There is a flag down. Looks like it's a flag near the line of scrimmage.
That stopped the celebration. It's somebody in the end zone.
Holding, Edmonton, number 31. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Calvin McCarty, who was trying to lead the blocking, draws the flag.
Calvin McCarty rarely makes a mistake. In his 12th year with the Edmonton Eskimos, he comes around, he pulls to lead for Riley, and then I think he tackled a Lion defender from behind.
Riley was already in, but when he came down, it looked like he tackled the second defender. And you're right, he doesn't make many of those mistakes. Takes a touchdown off the board, and it remains first and goal now from the 14. Riley sets up, wide open, touchdown, Kenny Stafford. And the Eskimos have their first lead of the night.
Sometimes defensively you roll the dice and you try to get to the quarterback before he can get to his receiver. And this is exactly what the BC Lions do. They're going to send TJ Lee from the secondary on a full blitz. And that's just can you get there before the ball gets out of his hand? And if it is, it's either a sack and a big play or a touchdown. There's really no in between when you roll the dice on defense like that. TJ Lee did not get home.
First touchdown of the year for Stafford, who has been the favorite target here, 6th catch. Targeted 7 times in the opening half.
Now they're clearly picking on Marcel Young.
Going for 2, but early movement. You saw David Beard, the right guard, And he might not have been the only one who
Procedure,
moved ahead of the
Edmonton, number
snap.
57. 5-yard penalty. Retry the convert.
First-year starter, fourth year out of the University of Alberta. David Beard draws the flag.
By the way, you can't change your mind. Jason Maas cannot change his mind now and kick a single. After the TD, he's got to stick with going for 2 after taking a penalty there.
Eskimos had only 7 second-half points against the Ticats. And again, a slow start tonight, but they've hit stride here in the second quarter. Looking for 2. Corner open. Duke Williams got it. And now 2 for 3 on 2-point converts early in 2018.
Mark Washington's got to get that secondary together at halftime for the BC Lions. That was a bust in the coverage.
15 unanswered points for Edmonton.
Now Riley went after the touchdown series before this one to the iPad. Got Darrell Walker going, coming right out of the gate. And then it was a little run to C.J. Gable. The Lions from the doorstep tried to send full pressure from the secondary and T.J. Lee. That left the receiver Kenny Stafford wide open. Lee didn't get there. 2-point convert was a bust, flat bust. You see Anthony Thompson turn around and look at Marcel Young and say, hey, aren't you supposed to be back there? Clearly the game plan for Moss, Duke Williams, and Mike Riley has been to take a look and attack the wide side of the field. Marcel Young has been out there, been targeted in that area a ton.
6 plays, 70 yards. And an Eskimo touchdown. Final half minute of the first half. And Chris Rainey gives the Lions some hope that they can regain the lead before time is out in the opening half of play. So 22 seconds for Jonathan Jennings to work with.
I'd say 3 plays if you're efficient.
20 yards.
Yeah. Work the sideline here. You think the Edmonton secondary is going to try and back off so they don't get beat deep in one throw. It's been a bit of an adventure for that man, Ty Long, but
Jennings steps up, takes off, cross midfield, and that's close to Ty Long range, as long as 50. Although we've mentioned a tough night, he's missed a couple already in this first half. But Jennings has time to get him closer.
Almost every...
Timeout's been called by BC.
BC will call timeout here. Pretty much every pass play has a deep route in it, in the design of the play. So the Lions can go to their regular playbook. If that deep route is wide open, they have time to take a shot. If not, you work the sideline, get it a little closer for Ty Long.
There's Jarius Jackson, first-year offensive coordinator of the Lions, was with Edmonton back in the Grey Cup year of 2015.
Jonathan Jennings can't take a sack here. That's the only concern for him right now. Can't take a sack or turn it over.
First down. Gets it away. Jack Johnson can't bring it down. And he hears about it from the corner, Nick Taylor. Time for one more before a field goal try.
Yeah, because he got it out of there immediately. A little bit high, but that's a catchable ball for Shaq Johnson. Should have come up with that, but a chance to, again, do the same thing, get it a little closer for Ty Long. Got Rainey in the backfield, too.
5 receivers out. Jennings stands in. Now has to try and pull it down, and he gets dropped. There's Malamba Shimanga again, and I think he got back maybe a yard away from the line of scrimmage. Didn't lose a yard, so that'll make it around a 52-yarder.
Keep in mind, this is start 40 for Jonathan Jennings, still a young quarterback. Again, that's got to be one of those situations where you drop back. If it's not there immediately, throw it out of bounds, get your field goal kicker his best chance to make this. Now it's extended it, and it's only by a couple of yards, but
going to leave the offense out.
Take a shot.
We saw Edmonton pass on a long field goal at this
Took him
end
out
of the
range.
field.
Yep, took him out of range.
53 yards. They're not going to try it. They'll take the shot instead. Jump ball, and it's intercepted. The new 41 in town has the football. It's Muddy Hunter taking it back. The guy wearing Odell Willis's jersey comes up with his first Canadian Football League interception. Can we say Torrey Hunter's kid was playing center field there? He brings it down. Nice interception to end the half. And the Eskimos with a 17-14 lead as we rejoin Rod Smith and the guys.
Thank you, CC, and a nice baseball reference.
It's Friday Night Football. Come on.
Got a good one in Edmonton tonight. It's the Eskimos leading 17-14, headed to the third quarter, but first to the sidelines. Here's Farhan Lalji with Odell Willis.
That final drive, you hit Riley hard. You almost got there, but he got it out for a completion. How close are you to him?
I mean, hey, you just got to keep ticking, man. It's just like wood. You just got to keep tapping, and eventually it'll get there.
You guys did a pretty good job defensively against him for about a quarter and a half. Then he started getting the ball out of his hands real quick. What adjustments can you make now?
Hey, we just got to stick with our game plan, make a few adjustments. Like I say, stay assignment sound and finish this game. I mean, it wasn't going to be easy coming here, coming well beating them, and after they're coming off a loss. So, like I said, we just got to play assignment football, calm down, and just do what we do for the next 30 minutes.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well, Riley will get the ball first to start this second half, so Odell Willis and crew looking for the stop this opening drive of the third quarter.
One of the differences in the first half, Ty Long with 2 missed field goals resulted in 1 instead of 6 points. Kicks things off to start the second half, and it will be the rookie Jordan Robinson. Up over the 20-yard line, not much further. Good downfield cover, led by Jordan Hurtman, the SFU product. So Riley takes the field, 12 of 17, 137. And just a warning to Dave Dickinson, he's 20 yards away from you, Dave, on the all-time passing list.
And Odell Willis, as you heard on the sideline, is close, was very close, probably had the hit of the first half for the Lions against Mike Riley, did not get the sack because he got it out of there just as he was being hit by number 11.
Lions had 5 sacks in their opener against Montreal. Willis had 1. Last year he had 6 sacks in the first 7 games. We'll start on the ground with C.J. Gable, and Gable's run hard, run well, and he closes in on a 100-yard game up to 91 with that 10-yard carry.
Yeah, no sacks for Odell. In fact, no stats in the first half, but take a look again at that first half hit. He was so close right there. I don't know how Riley got that out, but he not only got it out of his hands, he completed it to Darrell Walker, set up a touchdown. Tough hit on Riley, but no sack, no stat for Willis.
So just short of a first down for Gable, who has more yards tonight already than combined in the first 2 games of the season.
Interesting to see the adjustments made by both teams now. In that first half, Riley, Jason Moss offensively were going to the wide side of the field and picking on former Edmonton Eskimo a little bit, Marcel Young, testing him in a big way over there on that wide side. And they changed receivers, but in the second quarter, it was Kenny Stafford. We'll see if BC goes to more zone looks.
first down before they go back to the air. A good surge there. In behind Parksville, BC native Justin Sorensen, the center. Big Travis Bond at left guard.
It's a big old line.
Yes, it
That is, I don't know if this is official. I'll get Steve Daniels to take a look at that at some point, but I think it may be the biggest old line in the league, averaging 6 feet 7 inches tall and 330 pounds across the board. Travis Bond at 356 at 6'7" beside Matt O'Donnell. Twin Peaks.
And O'Donnell at 6'11". Short drop, quick hitter. It was low, and Walker can't make the play.
Riley's not a small quarterback, so at 6'3", 230, he can see over those guys. Although, I don't think anyone see over Matt O'Donnell.
Matt O'Donnell moves from right guard to left tackle, and he had a great quote this week. He says, it's the difference from UFC to playing basketball. Remember, he had a basketball tryout with the Boston Celtics before coming to the Canadian Football League. 2nd and 10. Riley looking for Duke Williams. Can't make the catch. In coverage was Otha Foster.
Well, let's take a look at Matt O'Donnell. He gets a one-on-one. We talked about him a little bit. He was our highlighted offensive lineman for the Edmonton Eskimos up at the top, and he's pretty nice job of walling off his man. I think it was David Menard up there.
And Travis Bond finished Menard off at the end of the play. O'Neill's punt. Rainey from his 29, a 48-yard punt, and great cover there by Blair Smith. That's a good job against the ever-dangerous Chris Rainey. Lions next game in Winnipeg, start up that home-and-home series against the Bombers. Well, they're important every year, but everybody in the West seemed to come out of the gate looking a little better, and it's going to be hard fought to get a playoff spot in the West. Nice tackle there by Malumba Chimanga on Jeremiah Johnson.
Yeah, Malumba Chimanga. I mean, if he doesn't make this tackle, Johnson hit this, and the hole was there for him at the line of scrimmage, and that's just a shoestring tackle. He's in a foot race with DB Maurice McKnight.
Replacing the injured Adam Konar, he has 5 tackles and 2 sacks already tonight. 3 sacks all of last year. 2nd and 4. Been a good night for the backs, both Gable and Johnson. And Jennings, that first option not available, and there he is making another stop. Malumba Chimanga, 2nd year out of the University of Maine.
Well, Malumba Chimanga is making a name for himself, and you're right. That stop, the last one, was to hold the Lions short of the first down. They'll have to kick the ball away. He's been all over the field. You talk about that diversity is strength. Here's a guy born in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Not a sack, it's a tackle, his 6th of the game. Some heat on. Long went down. He is shaken up. No penalty. Samuel Jaguar in his first game as an Eskimo off the edge with speed. And Long tried to sell it. Penalty flag at the other end of the
out of
field.
bounds. BC 10 yards at the end. First down.
So Long looked for a flag. The only one was against him for the illegal punt. Head to 24 after the kick, and a good defensive series for the weak side linebacker, Malumba Chimanga. Well, we wanted to see if Sam Jaguar did make contact, and well, it's not just World Cup soccer players that can put on an act.
Untouched And I'm giving him the yellow card for that. That was not pretty.
First down, Mike Riley and the Eskimos cuts that complete. And Darrell Walker slips away and still going. And finally tossed out at the BC 42-yard line. And with that connection, Mike Riley has just gone by Dave Dickinson on the all-time passing list. And the Eskimos in business back in BC territory.
Yeah, clearly that Riley saw on the iPad that his number one receiver was open. Like he went back and looked at a series and saw that 87 was open the entire series and said, okay, I'm going to start looking that way, and he has ever since.
Third catch, 45 yards, and there's Gable stopped in the backfield. Nice close by TJ Lee on the run blitz.
Yeah, good guess. Good guess, because he's coming on the blitz, but he also has contained when he's on the edge like that. And if Riley pulls it there, he's in big trouble. But he guessed right, or at least he game filmed it right, saw it on film enough that he reacted quickly.
Now the leader in the back end for BC, TJ Lee, who had a first half interception. Second and 10. Duke Williams got a running start. He's the target and has the catch. At the 26-yard line, it's another Eskimo first down. $16 for Williams.
Timing and a precise throw make this play work to Duke Williams, because TJ Lee's in very good coverage, came out of his break on time, but tough to get around the big body of Duke Williams.
First down, 25-yard line. Gable, the USC product, finds the hole, crashing down inside the 5, and a rugby scrum now. He's finally dropped at the 2. C.J. Gable well over 100 with that run.
There's a flag on the field too. This may be coming back.
Holding, Edmonton, number 57, 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Well, that takes a big play off the board. David Beard shakes his head in disagreement.
Let's take a look. Right guard. Well, you're going to get a great look at him. Working on Davon Coleman.
And it wipes out a 23-yard run by Gable. So first and 20. Back it from 35. Some time for Riley. Bends to the sidelines. Walker's strong hands to make the catch in front of Anthony Orange.
Well, that holding aside, I mean, I think, one of the differences in those last couple of drives, those touchdown drives for Mike Riley, has been the protection up front's been there. I mean, he's not getting hit as much. He had that one hit from Odell Willis, but in those 2 touchdown drives, he's getting more time in the pocket and able to find his target.
Last year against BC, he had games of 315, 412, and 397 passing. Second and 11 after the 9-yard pickup by Darrell Walker. Pressure here, and Davon Coleman will bring him down. Had some help, but a flag down at the end of the play. See what Al Bradbury has after Coleman had registered the sack.
Bo Locombo's helmet came off, and he's not allowed to participate in the play once it does. Again, that's another
illegal participation.
Yeah.
BC number 20, 10-yard penalty. It remains second down.
That's another player safety issue. Whether it's forced off by an opponent or it just comes off on its own. He's at the far left of your screen right here, and take a look. It's going to come off. Blocked by C.J. Gable, comes off by his own teammate, then he gets back in the play and continues to make the tackle. I mean, back in the old days, he'd get an attaboy for that in the video room, but now he gets a penalty because of player safety.
Frustration for the Lions because he really didn't have to be a part of it. Sack was being made, and On short yardage, Riley sneaks for what should be enough in behind David Beard.
Well, that's the one guy that is happy that by penalty and that catch by Darrell Walker has erased the holding penalty by David Beard.
So back in the red zone, they are 6 for 7 on the year, 2 for 2 tonight. First down at the BC 15. Gable again. Plows for about 3.
BC was pretty good against the run in their one game against Montreal before they went into their bye week. But boy, Jason Moss has tested them. They've gone to CJ Gable a ton.
Gable, 11 carries, 94 yards.
Washington's defense getting tested against CJ Gable in the ground game.
Gave up 10 points in the first 2 series against Montreal, shut them out the rest of the way. 9th play of the drive, 2nd and 7. Riley didn't keep, slings it out. Gets made by Bahar, but he gets upended by Otha Foster down at the 4-yard line.
Speaking of military appreciation night, Otha Foster, a former United States Marine, communications expert.
They checked the cleats of Bahar with the gold bottoms. Got a little blink on those. In honor of his first start. A catch for a first down, so it's 1st and goal at the 4. Gable. Bounce off first contact. Boy, he's run hard tonight, hasn't he? Dropped down around the 2-yard line.
Yeah, he really has. The great backs won't go down by that first tackle or first hit, and he's showing what makes the USC product so good. Looked like he was stopped for a 2-yard loss there. Bounces off that, bounces off the pile, off the hands of Gabe Napton, and then finally tackled by Gary Peters out of the secondary.
2nd and goal, Gable again. Gable, nothing doing. Look at the Lions rally to the football that time.
I'm wondering if the Lions are going to get called here on a horse collar tackle.
Major foul, horse collar tackle. BC number 11. Half distance to goal, automatic first down.
Odell Willis.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with this either. I might be with Odell Willis on this. It looked like he had Gable in the backfield here, and then he grabs his shirt from behind. He's not up around the nameplate or the shoulder pad. He's down low at the bottom of the 2, and you're still allowed to grab the bottom of the jersey. I'm not sure. I don't agree with it. Odell Willis on this one. He didn't like it, and I don't either. Again, if you get up high from behind and you're grabbing the Gable nameplate or even higher, you don't have to be in the shoulder pads to get a horse collar tackle call on you. But you can still grab the jersey from the bottom of it and try and stop a running back.
Wally Bono's going over to see if he can challenge that with Mark Washington.
Yeah, I wonder if it's worth it to use your one challenge, though, when you're...
Well, it'll be 3rd down.
Per the video official, the horse collar tackle was actually a grab on the number. Therefore, that penalty is not a penalty any longer. However, at the end of the play, we have unnecessary roughness, BC 56. This will be applied at the 5-yard line, half the distance, automatic first down.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at that one, because we sorted one out, and that's what the video official is for, to make sure they can clean up some of this, and that was the correct call. But then did Solomon Elimimian there?
It's kind of a phantom call there. It wasn't called initially, and Elimimian not arguing.
Well, we'll try and find that call because it gives them a first down.
Just not sure why they wouldn't have announced that in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
1st and goal again. C.J. Gable again. Touchdown, Edmonton. Big night for Gable, 96 yards and a touchdown to extend the Eskimo lead.
And remember, early in the first quarter, he was banged up and limped off, so it's good to see for Edmonton fans that he's recovered from that in a big way and poised to hit that 100-yard mark. We're still trying to look for that penalty on Solomon Elimimian.
And a 23-yarder taken off the board, but they cap a 12-play, 65-yard drive. John White off the upright, and that's the second time the kicker's done that tonight. So a missed convert here keeps it a 9-point game after the Gable 2-yard touchdown run. So C.J. Gable punches it in, and the Eskimos have a 9-point lead here, just under 5 minutes left, third quarter.
It could be an important 4 points in a game like this, and we've got to go back, and we did find a spot where Solomon Elimimian turns and says something to the official at some point here. There was a second flag.
As he was arguing with the official. As it turned out, the Lions had an argument, but they ended up losing it. Jeremiah Johnson has this return, and he's up to the 35-yard line. Let's check in with Farhan.
Guys, we've talked about the Eskimos' injuries, and it's particularly hit them on the defensive side of the ball. Coming out of training camp, they have lost 6 projected starters, and if you take it back to last year's divisional playoff game, only 4 starters out of the 12 remain from the team that played in that playoff game. Now, for Mike Benavides, he said, look, we've been through this before. Last year we had 31 different starters along the defensive side of the ball, but he did say it's been a bit of a challenge since camp ended because you have 3 or 4 players that have no idea what this league was all about less than a month ago, and where it's really hurt them is at the defensive line positions, because when you look at how elite that D-line was last year, it really allowed their other defensive players to buy some time and get comfortable. That hasn't happened this year, but so far they're holding up tonight, especially if they get help like they did on that last play.
Well, the former Lions head coach has to like the way his defense has dug in here after being down 14-2.
Well, Malumba Shimanga has been a nice surprise, and not a surprise, and I shouldn't say it that way because they know what they have when they bring him into camp. But filling in for Adam Konar, he's done a nice job in that linebacker core.
Second and 12 after Jennings mishandled that last football. He's got a big catch here from Brian Burnham up across midfield. So one of the top targets.
Holding.
And it's coming
BC
back.
number 62. 10-yard penalty, remains second down.
Cody Husband, the Lions center, that takes a big completion off the board.
Boy, does it ever. Is he working on Almondo Sewell? No. He's got
Serezna.
He does have Serezna on the inside. Part of that Odell Willis trade.
Don't expect that from a former New Westminster Hayek. Second and long. Underneath it goes. And it's Will Watson the catch.
Sometimes it's not a bad play to get what you can and punt the football. Play the field position game. I think that's a good decision by Jonathan Jennings. Rather than force something, get a turnover, and give Edmonton real good field position now they kick the ball. Now return pending, but miraculous recovery for Ty Long. He's okay. Pressure on, down again. This time he gets the flag.
there was contact. And it was Jordan Beaulieu, the rookie out of Western.
Yeah, I'm with Beaulieu there. I mean, come on.
This is it. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
No, but we don't want to condone, like.
I don't know if it's roughing, but
well, first of all, he held his leg up as long as he possibly
Contacting
could.
the kicker, Edmonton. Illegal kick out of bounds. BC, we're ready to play this down, 3rd down.
But because the ball didn't land in bounds, it negates the initial penalty that would have given BC a 1st down.
Yeah, you don't want to condone by throwing the penalty flag for something like that when he's clearly trying to embellish it to draw the flag. Careful, Edmonton might just decide to actually contact the kicker.
Gordon Robinson awaits. Tumbling kick. 35-yard line, 41-yard punt. Good return back across the 45. Good field position for Mike Riley. Got a 9-point lead late 3rd quarter. Thursday Night Football presented by The Brick continues next week. Tiger Cats take on the Rough Riders. Action gets underway 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific across the TSN network. Of course, the Rec Claws with the new Thursday night theme that's catchy. You've heard Jay Onrait sing it. Travis Lulay likes it as well, and we'll show you how much he likes it.
It's 3rd and 1 from the gun underneath those Thursday night lights. Long live the night. Thursday night lights. Singing long.
Multi-talented.
Well, it's karaoke night, clearly. There's the real version in there.
Part of the Grey Cup kickoff, the Rec Claws with maybe Travis Lulay and Jay Onrait.
Good song. And they're going to be playing Grey Cup pregame, too.
Under 2 minutes remaining. 3rd quarter, Riley going to take a shot. Jump ball. Duke Williams. Gone. Touchdown. Another home run strike from Mike Riley. 64-yarder over Marcel Young.
Boy, he's so good when the ball arrives, whether he's
defensive pass interference, BC number 8. Penalties declined, play results in a touchdown.
Whether he's high-pointed or just trying to win a battle, he double moves Maurice Young, who's having a long night tonight. Clearly in the game plan, Edmonton's want to go to the wide side of the field, and they've worked it. Double move by Duke Williams here, and he is so good with the ball when it arrives, winning that jump ball or that battle.
88-yard touchdown catch last week. This one for 64. Riley's connected with Darrell Walker for 101, so they used the long ball effectively in the first 3 weeks. Now we'll go for 2. Slant complete. Williams again. His second 2-point convert. And stealing a little bit of the Armando Sewell celebration.
Inside slant route. 14. Inside slant route on the convert, but double move from that waggle or motion towards the line of scrimmage that you can do in the CFL, and Duke Williams uses it to perfection on the double move. He's going to get a run here on Marcel Young and then do that double move down the sideline. Take a look at the coverage. He tries to get him pressed. Now he's running with him. He's okay here. A little outcut, and then he's gone. Grabs him, gets the penalty flag, which is declined. Possibly called for screening at the top end as well, but great concentration by Duke Williams. Man all over him. This time it was just keeping that concentration and focus and hanging on, not high point, but just catching it down low between the 8 and the 1. And there's the 2-point convert. Go right after the guy who's still got the fact that he just got beat in the back of his mind and run the slant route.
5 catches, 102, so the third time in 4 starts Duke Williams over 100 against the BC Lions. And the former Eskimos had a tough night.
Hey, stop playing. Shout out to the Bears. You know what it is, man.
Auburn Star having another good night. Chris Rainey, and he gets upended. Chris Edwards on the teams, and the Eskimos have to be happy about the way they've covered kicks tonight.
Well, it's this game, and you're on the road, you're the BC Lions right now. Your sense of urgency goes way up. You got to play closer to mistake-free football the rest of the way to try and climb back into it. So a real important drive for Wally Buono's group right now, and Jonathan Jennings.
Lost their last 5 visits to Commonwealth, led 14-2, but the game has turned dramatically, and the Lions offense has been stuck in the mud. 3 receivers wide side, and Jeremiah Johnson not going anywhere. Just 1 first down for BC here in the second half. Mondo Sewell with a quick stop to that run.
Jonathan Jennings may have to pull that ball a couple of times to hold the D-line for Edmonton occasionally, like he was doing in the first quarter. Another second and long, plays in the hands of the Edmonton defense.
There's the Lions' conversion on second down, 3 for 13. They were 9 for 20 against Montreal. Over the middle there, Arsenault's got loose. Across midfield and drilled out of bounds at the Edmonton 45-yard line. No flags, and the Lions needed that.
Boy, that's a big one for the 2-time All-CFL receiver in Manny Arsenault. 15 and 16 were his big years, receiving 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons for Manny Arsenault, and a big catch in this game. 38-yarder.
In the hands of Burnham, tossed down by Grimes. At the 40, it's 6 for Ryan Burnham.
Think back when Manny Arsenault joined the Lions the first time. He was only 22 years old. Buck Pierce was playing quarterback for BC at that time. And in training camp, he just immediately got the eye of everyone on that team, and it's been quite a career since. We'll stop in the NFL and then back to the BC Lions.
3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. Last play, third quarter. Looking deep, Jack Johnson back to the football, and it's incomplete. Coverage provided by Money Hunter. And that was the final play of the third quarter. Big one for the Eskimos, who score 14 unanswered in the third quarter. C.J. Gable and Duke Williams. It's a 17-point Edmonton lead heading to the fourth. Take a look at the numbers now through 3 quarters of play, with a development and a challenge on that last play of the third quarter.
Yeah, Wally Buono's going to challenge that for pass interference, and we'll get the answer to that very shortly. Manny Arsenault's made 3 catches tonight, a big 30-plus yarder here just before we went to break, and to get back in this game, BC's going to need to lean on him.
It looked like pass interference. We'll wait and find out if it is, but the Lions need a big fourth quarter here to
After review, we had defensive pass interference on Edmonton number 41. The ball's being placed at the 13-yard line. Automatic first down. We have 1 more play in this quarter.
So you can't end the quarter on a penalty, so they'll go back and go the same direction. But yeah, Money Hunter called on that pass interference. It looked like it was. So both coaches in this game, Jason Maas and Wally Buono, both using their challenges effectively. Now, can the Lions finish with a major? But you see the early contact as he ran into Shaq Johnson. And just because he looked back doesn't negate the fact that he clearly impeded the receiver back to the football.
So the Moss successful challenge in the second quarter, a turning point that got Edmonton going. If BC can take advantage of that call, Jeremiah Johnson, a little jump cut outside, and a nice run by Johnson to the corner. And they're going to mark him out around the 1.
No, out of bounds.
They thought he reached and broke the plane. They're going to talk about it.
Well, we'll take another look at it. Again, there's a chance here for Jonathan Jennings to take that ball and pull it on Jeremiah Johnson here, but the foot is out of bounds there. But did he cross the football over the cone first?
Did he break the plane before that foot came down out of bounds? Get another look. These plays will be reviewed.
That's a change as well this year, that not just called touchdowns, but touchdowns that are close, that are called out of bounds or not a touchdown, will also be automatically reviewed. It looked like his foot was out before he crossed the ball over the cone.
Might be inconclusive, but a nice effort down to the 1. Cody Fajardo in with the short yardage team.
Good idea if you're the short yardage quarterback to wear a visor. You're often at the bottom of those piles.
Fajardo straight ahead. Looks like he's in. Touchdown BC. The man who scored the game-winning touchdown in the Eastern Final gets BC a little closer.
Sign of maturity for Jonathan Jennings, too, to understand the game situation and understand the urgency necessary on that last drive after Riley hit Duke Williams, not only for the touchdown, but also for the 2-point convert. He knew if the Lions had any chance of coming back, they needed a response, and they got it. Penalty aided, but
was known as Fajardo at Nevada, but has told us that he prefers Fajardo. By long as the convert, 10-point game, and it gets a little more interesting.
Skyscraper, starring Dwayne Johnson, in theaters July 13th.
So Fajardo caps the drive with the touchdown in short yardage formation for BC. The big play, that challenge by Wally Vaughn on the pass interference call against Money Hunter.
Yeah, and that run by Jeremiah Johnson, too, was all him, all Jeremiah Johnson. I mean, he didn't really have anything at the point of attack, but a jump cut and a bounce to the outside. He got down to the 1-yard line, almost scored on that one play. They get it over the very next, but that was not a huge run, not a long run for Jeremiah Johnson, but maybe his best of the game.
5 plays, 83 yards. And Johnson now at 64 yards rushing on 11 carries. Drive kickoff. And this is Jaguar, the newcomer, just signed this week, bringing it back over the 30. First 5 possessions for the Eskimos, 4 punts and an interception. Since then, 4 touchdowns and 1 punt. And Jaguar, who's just catching up with the playbook, a guy that's been to a Super Bowl, a Grey Cup, into the Olympics as a brakeman for the Canadian bobsled team. Pretty good resume.
Chris, I think Mark Washington has made a change at DB here.
So we got on the far side of the field. Mike Riley looks the other way, over the middle, incomplete. They're going to call Anthony Orange for pass interference. I think this might be the accidental version, as his legs got caught up with the intended
Defensive
target.
pass interference, BC, number 26. Point of foul, automatic first down.
Well, they're calling it point of foul, not accidental. So did he twist with the left hand there on the waist as he's tripping. It just looked like he did.
Yep.
I think, again, that should be called accidental pass interference because of the trip, but it looked like he pulled him.
And Suits, good eye. You've now got Winston Rose out at the field corner in place of Marcel Young. First down, Gable, over 100 now. And into BC territory at the 47, a 14-yard run as Marcel Young watches from the sideline.
A tough night, and if you've crossed the stripe, you've had these kind of nights. That's not saying that Marcel Young can't bounce back, and he's a good football player, but everybody that's played has been there. He gets pulled now, and they go with the newcomer Winston Rose out on the wide side.
Feeding the football to Gable. Bounced off first contact, and then Elimimian takes over. Gary Peters stepped up.
Solomon Elimimian we haven't talked much about in this game because of the play of C.J. Gable. When the opposition tailback is over 100 yards, you don't talk as much about the middle linebacker.
5 tackles for the leading tackler in the league last year. Second and almost the full 10. Riley looking for Williams. Got him again. Over top of Gary Peters. 27-yard connection.
Well, the key is that he doesn't give it away. Mike Riley doesn't look to this corner route, short corner route, until he delivers the football. So Gary Peters, who's in a zone look, that's not a man-to-man coverage. That's not Gary Peters' man. He was just playing underneath, trying to react to it. But because Riley looked away before he threw it, it helped Peters.
6 for 129 for Williams. Riley fakes. Bahar. Nate Bahar down to the 2. That close to his first Canadian Football League touchdown.
Mike Riley's back. Matt Dunnigan talked about at the beginning of the game, in the pregame, leading into this one, that he was looking for Mike Riley to have a bounce back game, and he's clearly done that. And it started.
Boy, it started slowly, didn't it? But he's over 300 now.
It was about halfway through that second quarter is where it started.
35th time he's hit 300. Gable inside. Trying to get a sniff of the goal line and drilled back, and Elimimian in the middle of that. So 35 300-yard games for Riley, his 7th against his old team.
Great game for Gable. Time to go here. This feels like Riley pulling it, or Riley taking it around the edge.
Second and goal, straight ahead with flags down into the end zone. Penalty call.
Offside, BC, penalty decline, touchdown.
4th touchdown of the year for Mike Riley. And the Eskimos answer right back.
Not phased at all by the Jonathan Jennings drive to get it to within 11 and make it a game and take it right down the field.
Well, he said he was embarrassed about the way they played in the home opener last week. They are in high gear now. Out of the hold of Danny O'Brien, Sean White with the convert. And it's Riley and the Eskimos by 17 points. 1-yard plunge to pay dirt. And another Edmonton touchdown. most incredible season yet as Everyday Heroes take on the race, the Amazing Race Canada Heroes Edition. New season starting Tuesday at 8, 9 Mountain on CTV. He's over 300, went over the goal line and extends the Eskimo lead. 7 plays, 78 yards.
Boy, the great ones do that, don't they? I mean, it doesn't matter what happened on the last drive, whether it was a touchdown drive or a turnover, it doesn't matter. They go back and they are preparing for the next time they're on the field and winning.
Jeremiah Johnson in trouble here and has to step out around the 17-yard line. Mike Riley lost his first 3 games against BC as the Edmonton quarterback, and now he's poised to win his 9th in the last 10 starts.
Yeah, just 1 loss through that streak. But again, it started slowly, although when it started slowly for Mike Riley in the passing game for Edmonton in the first quarter, CJ Gable was keeping him close. It was some time of possession drives where Gable was the feature guy on offensively for the Edmonton Eskimos and kept him in it.
Still time for Jonathan Jennings and the Lions, but they need some big plays. Looking for one here and have a completion, and it's Will Watson getting away. The Vancouver area product has his 2nd catch of the night, and a big play. 46 yards for Will Watson, the former UBC Thunderbird.
Right into the middle. Absorbs the hit.
Now Jennings looking for Ricky Collins. Can't make the one-handed catch. Oh, excuse me, that's Corey Watson who made the catch. The 46-yarder, the former Edmonton Eskimo.
Jonathan Jennings just a couple of deep shots right out of the gate. Understanding that now the clock is as much the enemy as the Edmonton Eskimos.
Second and 10. Jennings hit, down he goes. And Jake Seresna has his first sack as an Eskimo.
Goes against Cody Husband here, the center, and watch how Husband's got to actually try and grab him. He tries to grab the jersey a little bit, and he still gets there.
Well, the punt team comes on. See if they've got something on here.
They're onside now.
Couple guys, 3 onside, 3 staying onside, and Long lofts it that side. And it's Bahar bringing it down. He tried to knock it out of his hands. Flag comes down.
Okay, the flag down where the ball was caught was probably for no yards, but it'd be waved off because the guys that were there were onside. They still will throw the flag, though, just to react to what they see. Let's see what happened to Ty Long. Did he actually get hit this time, or? Well, he did. He did this time.
And it's Beaulieu again in the neighborhood. Contacting or roughing? One of the questions to be sorted out.
No yards. BC, number 36. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That was not an
That is
onside
the only
there.
penalty call.
Hey, man, that one was for you.
And it is against BC. Eskimos by 17. Canada Sports Leader comes your way Sunday. A massive slate of live sports, including Formula One, Austrian Grand Prix, 2 FIFA World Cup round of 16 matches, free agent frenzy, and the Canada Day lineup continues. NASCAR's Monster Energy Origin 400 and MLS on TSN doubleheader, TFC and the Whitecaps FC, and a Sunday night baseball matchup featuring the Red Sox and Yankees. It all begins 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 a.m. Pacific, and rolls all Canada Day.
Boy, did that Edmonton offense start clicking. It was halfway through the second quarter, or Last part of the second quarter, they started 2 touchdown drives in a row, got them going.
They won a challenge and haven't looked back. Swinging out into the hands of Darrell Walker. Cuts back against Delamivian. And up near midfield, it's a first down for the Eskimos. Darrell Walker with his 5th catch of the game.
Yeah, nice looking play and nice blocking up front. Just patient to let it set up. And now they just want to eat up that 8-10, not lose any players to injury, and get out of here with a bounce back win after the loss to the Hamilton Tiger Cats here in Edmonton.
Eskimo 54-yard line. Jay and Bahar switch sides. Gable straight ahead. Breaks the tackle, lunges further, and it's been a good night for the USC product.
Well, it really has, and it's taken one of the #1 storylines in this game out, and that's Odell Willis, because his specialty is a premier pass rusher off the edge. And what did Edmonton make him do? They made him become a run stopper. And they attacked him with a big, huge O-line. That whole BCD line, they said, we're going to run the ball to C.J. Gable, throw off that run, and not let you get into those fancy pass rush moves.
76 yards combined in the first 2 weeks for Gable, but 122 here tonight. Now they'll throw it to him. Down inside the 40-yard line for Gable with the catch, and 7 more. First catch of the night for C.J. Gable as the clock rolls under 6.5. McCarty in motion. Here comes Heat. Got it away, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Winston Rose, the newcomer on the corner. Brought down by Kenny Stafford, and the Lions still have some life. Winston Rose brings back the pick into Edmonton territory, taking it away from Kenny Stafford. Remember, the Ottawa Redblacks just moved on to the corner here in the fourth quarter. Comes away with a big line interception.
You're wondering why that ball was overthrown to Kenny Stafford? It was the pressure off the edge from Opal Foster.
Still time in the Canadian Football League. The Lions have to make a lot of things happen. Jennings over the middle, stretching out. Corey Watson can't bring it in.
Nice coverage downfield. I think it was Nick Taylor who got in the matchup and was just inside enough to mess with the arms of Corey Watson so that he couldn't bring that one in. Good inside coverage. He had over the top help, so he stayed in his backside hip. Just fought it off.
Second and 10, they'll be likely playing 3-down football the rest of the way. And down goes Jennings. Drop for a loss. And Kwaku Boateng has his first sack of the night. Second sack for the Eskimos.
I think that was a design play, Chris. I mean, Boateng's down here at the bottom. And it looked to me like the way the receivers ran and just started to stock block immediately, that there was a design quarterback draw to Jonathan Jennings. Didn't work. Boateng got there.
5th rounder last year. And now a starter on that defensive line. Had 4 sacks in his rookie season. Well, they are going to punt out of 3rd and 13. And this one boomed into the end zone, and it will go for a single.
Surprising.
61-yard Rouge. Let's join Farhan.
Guys, the Eskimos have invited 25 young people from a Muslim mosque from Edson, Alberta, about 2 hours west of Edmonton. And this is the result of a terrible event that happened 10 days ago where they were the victims of an arson attack. And they're very happy that the number of people that have reached out, through some of the negative, there really has been some positive here, according to leaders of the mosque. The entire community has reached out and has really made the people from the mosque feel extremely welcome and included. The Premier of Alberta has reached out. It's become a national story, and there's been so much support that they say they feel as welcome and as included as they ever have. As for the young people that are here, all between the ages of 5 and 16, it's the first time they've ever been to a football game. And again, the leaders of the mosque say they believe all of this has brought out the best in Canada.
Tip of the cap to Len Rhodes and the entire Eskimo staff for reaching out.
Outstanding. Our game is inclusive, both on the field and with our fan bases. It brings communities and families together. We will certainly see that in Saskatchewan for the Humboldt Strong game tomorrow night. And good for the Edmonton Eskimos doing this and bringing the community together and bringing folks that haven't seen a football game before to come and watch a nice performance by their home team, the Edmonton Eskimos.
Yeah, Rosemary Phillip, also the public relations director, important in that initiative. Both the Foster dragging down CJ Gable, who's been tough to corral tonight.
Really been between the tackles, too. I mean, this is, give credit where credit's due. This is two good football players. You got Solomon Elamimian that's had a quiet night, but a good front four. Davon Coleman, Junior Luke up front, and it's really been between the tackles that CJ Gable has done the most damage.
Eskimos put this one away now. Gable again. Another terrific run dragged down by David Menard. Back into Lion territory at the BC 51. 7 more for Gable.
Maybe another one of those close horse collar.
Major foul, horse collar tackle, BC number 90. 15 yards at the end of the play, automatic first down.
Davon Coleman called. Gable was a big focus last week, like Odell this week, playing for the first time against Hamilton. It didn't go the way he wanted last week, but a week later, it's been a much different story. And there's the clothesline, the left hand of Coleman right on the harness.
Yeah, and Menard looked like he might have been the victim of it, but no. He got the bottom of the jersey. Coleman definitely with the horse collar.
Jordan Robinson in the game, a little stutter step, but he's got a burst and a first down.
Yeah, I was going to say, that this last series, you start to wonder about Mike Riley being out there and CJ Gable as well.
So the Eskimos rolling, putting the finishing touches on this one as we hit the 3-minute warning. Wimbledon, presented by Infinity, comes your way Monday, day 1 action. It all gets underway 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Suits will be up early at 3:30 in the morning Pacific on TSN 2 and 3. Home opener didn't go their way, but on Military Appreciation Night, the Eskimo fans are smiling and savoring this one. Just another day at the office for Mike Riley. 326 passing yards. And Gable back in, breaks the tackle, and with that run, it should be a new personal best for CJ Gable, who had 157 yards in a game a couple of years ago.
He's 145 before this one.
So up to 161.
That's got to be a best for any running back this season so far, I would think.
I had him in my top 50 and was surprised he didn't make the top 50. He looks top 50 tonight.
Well, I hope you picked him in your fantasy. Did you get him in your fantasy?
I'm not smart enough to get in there.
Okay, well, we should do one together.
We should. I keep giving it to Gable, who had that scare early on in the game. Another helmet popped loose. This time, Dyshawn Davis lost his lid. Important game, as they all will be, head-to-head in the West, and the Eskimos go to 2-1.
I'm just hearing from our producer, Chris Edwards, that, and he is in fantasy, that he is over 30 points in the fantasy game.
That's a good night.
Yeah, that's a big night. CJ Gable.
Bahar in motion. Gable again. Gets it outside and leaps and comes down at the one. The flag is going to bring it back. And remember, he had a 23-yarder taken off the board earlier in this game, and there's another run by CJ.
Holding Edmonton,
Gable,
number 67. 10-yard penalty, remains second down.
Wiped out by a penalty against Colin Kelly, the right tackle.
Well, let's take a look at the run anyway, because it's been a lot of the same for Gable. I mean, how did he get? There's the hold. You could see right in the middle of your screen.
So second down over. Back at the 17. Riley going to run, and that might not be a great idea at this point. Odell Willis will bring him down.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun, and it's great watching CJ Gable add to his big game and his totals tonight. You know, the only question is now at this point, you got Riley taking a hit there. He shouldn't be.
Timeout's called by BC.
And Gable still in the game with this one well in hand. So, you know, I mean, part of the game of football is when you get a lead and you're going late into the fourth quarter, you want your tailback to finish the game off. And you can leave Mike Riley in if all he's doing is handing the ball off. But if Riley is now going to start running or throw the football, then he could take a hit, and that's risky at this point.
Haven't credited Odell with a sack there, although it looked like he was saying to Mike Riley, I finally got you.
Yeah, a little late on that one.
Yep.
We'll give the first matchup, Odell against his buddy Mike Riley, to Riley.
So Sean White from 24 out. Up and through. And the Eskimos are over 40 on the night. Time for the Nissan Titan Player of the Game. Brought to you by the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the Canadian Football League.
23 for 165 and a touchdown. And I would say every one of the 165 yards came after first contact. Yards after contact, 165. Total yards, 165. Because there weren't many where he just ran right through the line. Big night for CJ Gable.
As we mentioned, when he got hurt, they were hoping to get him heavily involved, and he got a scare early in the game when he had to come out for 3 plays, but he got this offense kick-started.
You want the rock? I know the rock, right? I asked for it, right? You've been asking for the ball for 3 weeks. Now he's tired. Careful what you ask for sometimes. Hey, I had the whole drive, though. The whole drive.
Well, 18 carries combined first 2 weeks, 23 tonight.
Hold me down. RBs.
And again, 2 more carries that were taken off the board by penalty. Chris Rainey, one of the stories of the night, the Eskimos have done a good job containing him. Here's Rainey getting upended across the 35-yard line, and BC has 82 seconds left to something for their next game.
Yeah, it's tough to see really where Wally Buono's group is. I mean, their first win against Montreal. Montreal struggled out of the gate here. Now they play tomorrow night in Saskatchewan, so we'll see what they come with. But a lot of people are trying to figure out, is this BC Lion team ready to get up there and play with the big boys at the top of the division, or are they somewhere in between? I'm not sure they found an answer to that yet.
Winnipeg back-to-back. Next up for the Lions. That one blew up for grabs and incomplete. Intended for Arsenault with Chris Edwards in coverage.
Jeremiah Johnson looked good early in the run game. The first quarter, he was on his way to 100 yards with just 5 carries, and then carries sort of dwindled, but now they got behind, so the score kind of dictated that.
Penalty here against BC.
Offensive pass interference, BC, number 84, 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
This will be the 40th loss in his career for Wally Buono against Edmonton. 34-40 against the Empire. And Ed Hervey will be 0-1 against his old team, the new general manager of the BC Lions. Johnson out of the backfield. Corey Jones is there, and some help from Money Hunter. Of course, the new president of the BC Lions, former Edmonton president Rick Lallisher, and it was a big game for those two former Eskimo executives. But like everybody else in the league, they find out on the other side it's tough coming into Commonwealth and trying to come away with 2 points. Second and long, and Jennings off and running and got to the sidelines just ahead of contact and out at the 43.
Which makes really what the Hamilton Tiger Cats have done the last 2 weeks remarkable. Put them right in the conversation with the top teams in the league. Jeremiah Mazzoli's play has been outstanding.
They have everybody's attention.
Absolutely.
And it's not because of the backup quarterback. Third down and 5. Just stay on the field. Jennings takes off again. Is he going to get to the stick? I don't think so. At the 45, stopped short. And a turnover on downs, and there is Ed Hervey. Rick Lallisher on the right.
Yeah, Rick Lallisher stepped in. He's done a nice job of sort of changing things up, and first of all, making ticket prices real affordable for kids going to BC Lions games. Going to try and fill the place with a young audience, young crowd, like he did here in Edmonton. Always have that game for high school football here that usually packs the house. Commonwealth back when he was here, and he's trying to do the same thing in BC, and he'll get there.
So the Eskimos take over and will burn off the final 30-plus seconds on the clock.
It's a concern for the Edmonton Eskimos on defense, but they've got some players back there that stepped up and played well. I mean, Aaron Grimes back. There's Mike Benavides enjoying this one as well.
Yeah, his defense was under the gun after last week. Christophe Mulumba-Shimanga had a tremendous game. They'll take one more knee, and the Eskimos can celebrate their second win of the year and their first at home in 2018.
Got some pressure, too, on Jonathan Jennings tonight. That was a concern for them up front. Boateng, a little pressure. Saw Alex Bazzier in the game. Good bounce-back win for Edmonton.
One more knee, this one in the books. Mike Riley passes for 326 and 3 touchdowns in a 41-22 victory over the BC Lions. Wally Buono's team falls to 1-1 as they get set for back-to-back against Winnipeg. Odell's first return, not what he had hoped for on Military Appreciation Night here at Commonwealth Stadium. Don't forget, tomorrow, Alouettes and Rough Riders as we continue our Canada Day weekend of football. Right now, so long from Edmonton. SportsCenter is now.